So when Coronation Street started axing people, it was always going to be a bit of a time, and with executive producer changes and just generally how this goes, some exits are sadder than others. I didn't really get the time to talk about Craig's exit as a whole, but fundamentally, I cried. I cried at Craig's exit. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I thought that was a really good exit. And honestly, that exit probably makes Craig a better character overall, because even with having no family around to really be sad about his exit, ultimately everybody had a, not a dry eye in the house. We will miss you, Craig, and we will miss your beard. Yeah, it's a fun little one. But now, obviously, they keep having characters exit, and now, as a whole, there's been a new one that's been announced, which I think is a really, really exciting. Now, nobody really wants anybody to lose a job or, be cut out of something, but there are characters on soap that you typically never really start to enjoy at any point in time ever. For me, that's the, Winters. That's, Gemma, Bernie, these sorts of characters. Don't really like them. Never really liked Karen Taylor in EastEnders. Never really liked a lot of these characters. So, with all that build-up, just to say, Coronation Street announces Billy Mayhew exit after 11 years. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord for this. Billy is one of the worst characters they've had for a time, and the only reason that Billy has been kept on the show is Coronation Street has a problem with keeping deadweight characters as extras. Loyalty goes far in Coronation Street, but fundamentally Billy is awful. He's never really been that much of a complex character. He was a vicar who had drug problems. He had his interesting relationship with Todd, which was okay. Had Summer, but it was never really the same since they recast. Had his relationship with Paul, and the really complex but still sad exit of Paul, but still fundamentally talented actor, but unfortunately Billy was just never that likable. And it's not really even a religion type thing. It's not like he was unlikable because of he is a vicar. He's just unlikable because he's just unlikable. That's just it. He did a good job. Daniel Brocklebank, good actor. He's a good actor. Full credit to him. He did a really good job. They gave him a lot of very good, serious material. He did a good job with it. But fundamentally, I absolutely do not need to see him back ever again. I never need to see him back ever again. I don't think Billy was ever really a huge... I don't even think he's really a fan favorite. I simply don't think that, he has just been he's been useless for a while. He's been absolutely useless, and I just don't like the character at all. I don't know. It's not even really that complex. It's not very interesting. He's been given a lot more than he probably should have had, and he is another one. Like I said, Coronation Street is very loyal to a lot of its cast. But, you either have big storylines or you live long enough to see yourself turning into Craig Tinker, who is just there because he's there. So, but it was a matter of time. They got rid of Paul, got rid of Billy, and the rest are kind of all moving into place. Never really had much of a big plan for them. Yeah, it's not very interested. Glad he's leaving. Coronation Street star Daniel Brocklebank has confirmed he is leaving the ITV soap after 11 years in the role of Billy Mayhew. Digital Spy understands that Billy, who debuted on the soap back in 2014, will leave the Cobbles in 2026 as part of a major exit storyline. Further details about the storyline, which will see Billy tested in ways he never imagined, are being kept under wraps for the time being. Addressing his exit, Brocklebank said, "I have been working on Corrie for a quarter of my life. I've adored every minute that I've been in that building, and I've never not looked forward to going to work. I love everyone who works on this show. Whilst I'm sad to be going, I'm equally excited to see what the future holds." Billy will be involved in a major storyline over the coming months, which will see him tested in ways he never imagined, as friendships and faith are pushed to the limit. Interesting. Maybe he'll be involved in the Theo, because it's been mentioned that Theo's like one of his old, like, he was involved. Theo was a victim of conversion therapy, and one person that Billy knows was involved in this practice. So perhaps this is how they are going to kind of incorporate this. This is how they're going to try and appeal to this side. Maybe this will give him a crisis of faith if, you know, he is an openly gay man, and if people are still practicing this stuff, maybe it really rocks him to the core. She continued, incredibly sad to bid farewell to Dan, who has been fantastic in some of Corey's biggest storylines over the past few years, notably Paul's MND. An actor of immeasurable talent and skill, an absolute treasure behind the scenes who we missed by all of us on the cobbles. Brocklebank's exit is latest another notable departure of the ITV soap, with Ellen Worth making upon appearances as girl back at the festive period, while Sue Cleaver set to power as Arlene Grimshaw later this year. Well, one thing I will say, which was kind of funny, which is obviously it's unreasonable in form of journalism, but one of the articles, I think it probably is the Sun. Probably is the Sun. They also at the end went, yeah, he did seem to start posting some very strange conspiracy theories. Yeah, on the Sun article it says, fans became concerned at his recent post railing at the mainstream media and suggesting the government has been controlling the weather for unexplained reasons. Journalism, guys, I get that it's the Sun and you don't have standards, but my God, you should probably have some standards for journalism. You know what I mean? Like, just don't say that. I can say it because I'm not a journalist, but you can't say it. You're a fucking publication. So the one thing I will say, I believe, it didn't say it in this article, but I'm pretty sure it said in the Sun article that this is him being axed. This is him being axed. This was a storyline. Yeah, I believe it says this was a story-based decision. His departure was made by the Corey bosses. So he has been axed. This is an axing. And it's the right time. It is the right time for me. He's probably been here longer than he ever deserved to, but still did a good job whilst he was here. Good actor, all in all, but fundamentally, just a very boring character who only really had 2 default emotions. And a lot of them made a lot of us eye roll. So, yeah, good riddance to Billy Mayhew. Best of luck to Daniel Brocklebank and whatever he does next. I'm sure there will be more projects, all in all, but fundamentally, just stay the fuck away from Coronation Street. I do wonder if he'll die, because Corey has had a big hard-on for characters being killed off in this last little time period. I know people have said it's been like lower than usual still, but point being, you know, there's been a bit of a higher mortality rate in Corey, all in all. So yeah, what do you think about Billy's imminent exit? And just remember, he's not going to leave till 2026, so we will still have another 6-7 months of Billy Mayhew at least. So not all of the news is positive. I assume they're getting to the stage where they're talking about contract renewals and they're kind of going, okay, who else are we getting rid of? But yeah, there we are. It's a video. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. But as from watching Walford, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.